Hey, welcome to our 1979 Mets replay. We are in Houston, the Astrodome, and it's game number 61. Game 61. It's going to be Rick Williams on the mound for the Astros. He's got no wild pitches. He was 4-7 at 3.26 ERA, 16 starts, 2 complete games, 121 innings. He's going to be facing Doc Ellis. It's Doc Ellis' first start with the Mets, so this is exciting. The premiere of Doc Ellis, who was a standout in the late 60s and early 70s with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Big part of their great years. Later went on to pitch with the New York Yankees. And now he's 34 years old. He was 3-7 with the Mets and a 6.04 ERA. I believe he's played with a couple of other teams in 1979. I don't know which ones. I haven't dug in, but I could dig in here real quick just to let's see. 61 Astros versus Astros, game 61. Let's see, Doc Ellis. Let's see where he was in 79. Besides being with the Mets picked him up. We're somewhere mid-June right now. And in 79, yeah, he bounced around a bunch. He was with the Rangers. Started the season with the Rangers in 79. He was 1-5 with a 5.98 ERA. Came over to the Mets and then went to the Pirates. And with the Pirates, he pitched. He was 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. So he played with 3 teams in 79. Who's that? Let's see. Hey there, man. How are you, brother? Welcome. Okay, to our fearless 1979 Mets replay, 99 losses. We're going to get started. It's Rick Williams on the mound for the Astros. Going to be facing Youngblood, Taveras, and Mazzilli. And it's going to be Rick Williams against Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis was 3-7 with a 6.04 ERA in 17 games with the Mets, and then later he goes on to pitch 3 more games with the Pirates to end the season. And that's his career. This is the year Doc Ellis ends his career. Now, at one point, I mean, he was a star. He won 19 games in 1971 with a 3.06 ERA. The following year, he won 15 games and he had a 2.70 ERA. Year after that, he won 12 games with a 3.05 ERA. Let's see. Even with the Yankees, fascinating. Yankees signed him in 76. They signed him in 76. After Doc Ellis was with the Pirates for years, he won 17 games and had a 3.19 ERA for the Yankees in that World Series year for the Yankees. He pitched with the Yankees again in 77, but then halfway through 77, for some reason, I don't know. This is interesting, guys. For some reason, halfway after pitching 3 games with the Yankees and going 1-1 with a 1.83 ERA, he was traded to the Oakland Athletics. And later he was traded again to the Rangers, who he pitched very well with. He won 10 games with the Rangers in the same 1977 year with a 2.90 ERA. So this is a mystery. Now, something was up with Doc Ellis. And I'm sure somebody here knows that, what was up with Doc Ellis. So anyway, let's get started. Here's the first pitch to Joe Youngblood. And it's a patient 55 against a righty. That's going to be a hit by pitch. So Youngblood is plunked, and he meanders to first. And he's a threat to steal, so we're going to roll him. And we need a 4 or less. We do not get it. So next batter is going to be Frank Taveras. And Frank Taveras is not a very good bunter. He's a D bunter. So we're going to just swing away with him. And it's in play 61. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Leonard. Jeffrey Leonard is playing right field. You have Terry Poole in center. and Jose Cruz in left. The infield for the Astros is Enos Cabell at the hot corner, Craig Reynolds at short, Art Howe at second, and the first baseman is asking me who's the first baseman, and that should be Cesar Cedeno. Behind the plate is Alan Ashby. Rick Williams to Lee Mazzilli. Lee Mazzilli, we're going to click on Lee Mazzilli. On to my right, I have a 10-inch iPad. I use iScore to keep track. So I just press on Lee Mazzilli's name, and it gives me his stats. He's batting .343, 29 RBI, 6 home runs. Here's the pitch. It's an 8 in play 43, and that's going to be popped up right side. Howe, 2 down, and it's Richie Hebner. He's the highest paid player on the Mets at $200,000. 7 tough 18. A tough 18 is a strikeout. The Cheese got Hebner, and that retires a side. Doc Ellis now premieres with the New York Mets. This is very exciting. Here's Terry Poole, left-handed batter. It's a tough result. 61. Grounded is short. Taveras fires to first. 1 down. Craig Reynolds, lefty hitting shortstop. I remember him. I think he plays at some point with the Seattle Mariners, but I don't know. Check that. In play 41. Popped up right side. Taveras. 2 down. Cesar Cedeno, right-handed hitting first baseman. Being patient at the plate, and he gets plunked. So Cedeno gets plunked. So that's tit for tat. And Cedeno is also a threat to steal with 30 stolen bases. And it's a 6, and he goes on a 6, a C3, and that I believe is going to be normal. If you look at this little chart right here, C3 is normal. We're going to pull a card, and normal says safe. So Cedeno steals the bag. Throw was a little bit offline. So Cedeno's in scoring position, and Jose Cruz, lefty hitting outfielder, left fielder. So 4, patient 0-5. It's going to be a base on balls. So Cruz walks, first and second, 2 outs. Enos Cabell. And that's an 8. Ballpark 96. It's going to be in play. In play, we're looking 1 to 29 as a hit. We roll at 58. That's an out. It's fly ball lifted to right field, shallow. Youngblood, side retired. So Doc Ellis, despite allowing 2 men on, gets out of the inning, his first inning as a Met. So this is exciting. I have high expectations of things to come from the Doc Ellis acquisition by the Mets. This could turn things around. 6 in play 40. It's going to be outrange. Grounded to first. Cedeno flips to Williams covering. Montanez is down. John Stearns. That's a 6 in play. 85. Grounded to short. Craig Reynolds to his left. Throws out Stearns, hustling down the line. It's a catcher with good speed. And this one's going to be a swing and a miss. Henderson. Curveball gets him. Goes down swinging. Retires the side. Jeff Leonard. From, what the heck? I got to clock out real quick. Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? I don't have to clock out. Yeah, let me just go to miscellaneous. Click on miscellaneous. I go to show starting lineup. I don't know why Jeff Reardon is my starter. For some reason, something's out of whack. Everything is in place. Ah, I see why. Okay. I fixed it. There it goes. All right, 6. So that's a tough 55, and that's a strikeout. Leonard down swinging. So Doc Ellis is showing he still's got his stuff, his 71 stuff, his 76 stuff here in 79 with the Mets. In play 0-2, and that's belted. And that's going to be rolling to the wall. And Howe into second base. The throw nowhere nearly in time. Howe with a 1-out double. Alan Ashby now. Here's the pitch. 93. That's going to be lifted to left field. Henderson waits for it. And Howe scampers back to second. And now it's Rick Williams. Rick Williams is a 11 hitter. So we're going to pull 11 pitcher batting card. There it is. So I'm going to have to read into Doc Ellis's trials and tribulations to find out why he bounced around at the end of his career so much when he was showing signs of mastery. This is a in-play ball, 59. In-play 59. And that's a fly ball, sky to right field, Youngblood, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Actually, no, not 3 up, 3 down because we had a double in there. All right, so no score after 2 innings of play. We go top of the third. It's Doug Flynn leading it off. This is game 61. The Mets are 20 in the replay. They're 23 and 37. In actuality, they were 26 and 33. So, obviously my managerial skills are not up to par with Joe Torre, the manager of the 79 Mets. So this is ballpark 21. So, wow, this is not a good hitting. I got to look at the Astrodome, man. Look at the Astrodome ballpark. 1-8 against right-handed batters. So, I mean, I don't think anybody ever hit a home run in this ballpark. 1-11 against left-handed batters. We rolled a 21. Lucky I looked. But that's extreme. That's extreme. Wow. That just blew my mind. So this is going to be a bunt and hit and run type park for sure. I'm curious to look into that and see. All right, so that means it's an in play. We're going to roll again, in play. And that's a 0-0. All right, which is a rare play. We're going to pull this chart we got from the internet. You can find it over at Sideline Strategy Delphi. They'll tell you how to find it. Just roll on this bases empty chart. Rare play. We rolled a 70. Oh no, actually I have to roll my APA dice. 1 big one, 1 small one. There you go. 2-4. That's what she said. All right, 2-4. 1 hop smash back to the pitcher. Check pitcher's range. A or B. So Doc Ellis is a B range. We rolled a 24. So he throws to first base, makes a great play, and he throws to first for the out. All right, so it's 1-3, put out. I don't know why I just looked at, I looked at Doc Ellis for some reason, and it's a C, so now this is a whole different story. Hold on a second. I looked at Doc Ellis's card. It's a C on Rick Williams' card, the guy who's on the mound, and a 24. Any other range, ball caroms off the pitcher, and batter reaches first base on infield single. Trainer comes out to check on the pitcher. Let's see what happens. So it's going to be a single for Flynn. Doug Flynn is on at first with a single. He's going to check if he goes. The trainer says he's okay. It's a 5 for Flynn, and he doesn't go. All right, so it's going to be a pitcher hitting card for Doc Ellis is a 3. He's going to bunt. He's a B bunter. Oh, wow. He's a B bunter. I looked at the wrong place for the range. I was looking at the batting, bunting. Should have been looking at the fielding. But it's a C anyway, so most pitchers have a C. I'm seeing. All right, what do we just do? Oh, we're bunting with a Doc Ellis is a B bunter, so this should be good. Sacrifice to third baseman, picks it up over to first, and Flynn is in scoring position now on a sac bunt. 5-3. Good job by Ellis. Helps himself. Let's get rid of our Appa dice. And now let's go here. Pitch from Rick Williams. Joel Youngblood steps in the box. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. In play, 65. And that's a ground ball, second base. Flynn has good speed, so if you're a 7 or more, you hustle to third, and he does. So it's a ground ball, but moves him over to third. New from Stratomatic, Delaware. Okay. I just got a notice that Strat Delaware is doing something. I'm not sure if it's golf or boxing or... Oh, some Hall of Fame Keeper Series, Game 3. Baseball. All right, cool. All right, so Flynn is on at third. There's 2 outs, and it's Frankie Taveras. Taveras 0 for 1. He flied out in first. Here's the pitch from Williams. And a patient 42. That's going to be a ball that's blooped. In between Leonard and Poole, Howe goes back, and it drops in. And that's going to score Flynn. And that's going to be an RBI single for Frank Taveras. And Taveras is a threat to steal on a 6, I believe. 6 or less, he goes. And we're going to take a look at Alan Ashby, see what kind of arm Ashby has. Ashby's a 3-arm, so that's an average arm. So we need a 6 or less. And we roll a 7, so he won't be going. And it's Lee Mazzilli with 2 out. 1-0 Mets. In play 0-0. Now it's now we're going to have to look at a rare play with a runner on, and that I go to the regular boards for. We rolled another 0-0. All right, let's see what goes on here. Just roll 2d6. It's a 9. Pitcher develops minor injury, must be removed from game. Relief pitcher misses 2 games. It's a whole thing for if you're playing the season. I'm not, so I'm going to ignore that. You know what? And I can roll again. So I'm not playing injury, so let me do that. 7. Re-roll 2d6, check ballpark. If result is within wheelhouse, range, re-roll on wheelhouse. Okay, let's do that. That sounds like fun. 30, nope. If not, it's a deep fly ball to center field. And that's the 3rd out. Terry Poole is right there at the warning track and puts it away. Now I'm going to start playing my online leagues. I play on Dynasty. If you want to show up there, there's lots of leagues that are looking for, and I can hook you up. There's lots of leagues that are looking for players. You get a team where our draft starts tomorrow, and I have a pretty good team put together. I have Freeman at first. I have Jose, what's his name? Can't remember his name on Cleveland. Ramirez. Jose Ramirez at second. I have DeYoung at short, and I have Rendon, not Rendon, the other guy on the, I've just picked him up, Colorado, Arenado at third. Outfield, I have Puig, Nimmo, and my center fielder is going to be Whit Merrifield. At catcher's the only place where I'm lacking, but I will pick up a couple of catchers. I had Gary Sanchez there, but he was injured last year, and that's a liability when you're playing in league play because you run the risk of, you know, him getting injured and then you're cooked. All right, Doc Ellis climbs on the mound. We are in the bottom of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Mets. And that's in play 15. That's going to be a base hit. Single for Terry Poole, who's a threat to steal. And we're going to roll for Poole. And that's a 6. And nope, he stays. But Craig Reynolds is going to bunt. An A bunter. And that's a sacrifice hit to the catcher. Picks it up. And throws to the second baseman, Flynn, covering. Stern 2-4. Poole moves over. 1 out. And the tying run is on at second base now. So I just learned that this Astrodome was a place where you bunt and you steal because you're not going to be hitting too many home runs in here. All right, so now that brings up Cesar Cedeno. He's a right-hand hitting first baseman. I know he at some point he played center field. That's 262 versus righties and 262 versus lefties. Here's the pitch from Doc Ellis. 8, ballpark 86. That's going to be in play. We're going to roll in play, and it's a 67. That's outrange. Grounder to second. That's going to move Poole over to third. But there's going to be 2 outs. Yep. So out grounder Flynn 4-3 to Montanez, and that moves Poole over to third. 2 outs, tying run to third base, 90 feet away. Jose Cruz 6. That's tough, 95. That's going to be a high fly, skied to right field. Youngblood waits, squeezes it, and that retires the side. So Doc Ellis, despite his 6 ERA and 3-7 record, is showing us that he still has something left in the tank after all these years, and that the rumors about his character are seemingly only that he seems to be a great teammate so far. I haven't had a problem with him. Richie Hebner, Rick Williams 11 in play, 13. It's going to be base hit for Richie Hebner, single. Hebner's not a threat to steal, but we're going to roll anyway because you never know. All right, Willie Montanez. All right, in play, 50. That's going to be an out. It's going to be a ground ball, third base, and that's going to get, it's a diving stop by Enos Cabell. Up, fires to first, and moving to second is Richie Hebner, 1 away now. I just lost my crowd. I don't know why. It's strange. Okay. John Stearns. Stearns is 0 for 1. I'll tell you what John Stearns is batting on the season. I'll give you his stats. 242 with 33 RBIs and 9 home runs. I mean, everybody on the Mets seems to be on their way to a 90 RBI season because well, actually, no, that's not fair. Because we're more than 1/3 of the way into the season right now. Stearns has 3 stolen bases. He should have more than that. All right. Here's the pitch to Stearns from Rick Williams, 27-year-old right-hander for the Houston Astros. And it's going to be an in-play 42. Going to be grounded to first baseman Cedeno. And Hebner's going to hold. It's a line shot, 1 hopper, and that's going to be Cedeno takes it himself. 2 away. And it's Steve Henderson steps into the box. And here's the pitch from Williams. It's defense 48. Defense 48. We're going to see what that ends up being. Shortstop, error shortstop. Craig Reynolds is his error rating is a 3. We look at a 3.34. We rolled a 48. It's going to be an out. What kind of an out? It's popped up. No, it's lined and caught by Reynolds, and that retires the side. It's going to be Cabell, Leonard, and Howe against Doc Ellis, new arrival to the Mets clubhouse. Arrived early this morning here in Houston. Came from Texas. It seems that he drove himself. 9, range 0.5, so that's definitely going to be a ranger. It's going to be a hit. Hit through short. A ball that Taveras had no chance on. Gave it his best effort, but it got through. Henderson throws it in. And Cabell is a threat to steal with 37 stolen bases. We're looking for 6 or less. And we just rolled a 10, so he does not go. Leonard, good bunter, so he's going to bunt. And that's a potential error. We're going to roll on the catcher's E rating. Potential error on the first baseman, not on the catcher. So that's the bunt goes to Montanez. Montanez, see if he can handle it with a 2 rating. A 2 rating, error rating. So that's 1 to 15 is going to be an error. 1 to 15 is going to be an error. And hold on a second. My brain is okay. He tried a bunt, and then there was a potential error. So we have to roll on that. Yeah, we have to roll on his error rating, I believe. So if he's a 2, only a 1 or a 2, I believe. Let's check. I'll do this with you. So these are the few things that you have to pay attention to a little bit. Okay, here bunt. I think this is sacrifice bunt right here. Okay, E. Roll 1d6. If higher than the fielder's E rating, the fielder makes an error, a one-base error. Batter safe at first, and all runners advance one base. If equal or less than the fielder's E rating, use a sacrifice hit. Result. All right, so if higher than the E rating, and his E rating was pretty low, so that's not good for the Mets. Montanez is a 2, which is not a good fielder. So we're going to roll. And that's a 3, so that's higher, so that's going to be E3. So Cabell gets on a range hit, and then there's an error on Montanez, and that allows, hold on one second. That allows Jeffrey Leonard to reach first. So they have first and second, and Howe's going to square away. Here's the pitch from Ellis, and Howe is a B bunter. And that's a double play. That's popped up to the first baseman, who throws to Doug Flynn covering. So it's a 3-3-4 double play. And Cabell back to second. Do we get the lead runner on that? Let me see. Or do we get the lead runner? We've got to check that. With runner on first, lead runner, and batter out. If no runner on first, runners hold. Okay, with runner on first, lead runner, and batter out. Okay, so we throw to second base and get Cabell at second. That's good news for the Mets. That's a huge double play here. So it's going to be basically a pop-up. A pop-up to the first baseman, who makes a diving catch to make up for that error. Right? Yep. And then we're going to get the runner at second is going to be out. He's going to be forced out 3-6. And what happened to the runner that was on first base, Jeffrey Leonard? He's safe. All right. So 2 outs. Alan Ashby. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Mets. Doc Ellis on the mound for the Mets, his first start of the season. Here's the pitch to Ashby. Leonard takes his lead off first, and that's a 6, a tough 19, and that's a strikeout. Down on strikes goes Ashby, and that retires the side. That was exciting. Range hit, an error, a double play, great play by Montanez, and then the final out of the inning. So it's going to be Doug Flynn leading it off here in the top of the 5th. It's Rick Williams, 1-0 Mets. In play, 60-something or other. Let's re-roll that. 69. In play, 69. That's going to be outrange. And that's line and caught by Howe. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the second baseman. Doc Ellis, who's a 3. And that's going to be an in-play 89. That's easy out. Ground ball, shortstop. Reynolds across the diamond throws out Ellis. And now it's Youngblood. Youngblood is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and grounded out. And it's swung on and hit to, popped up, left side, Cabell, and foul ground towards the stands, and makes a nice catch. Enos Cabell, nice catch in foul territory to retire the side, right by the tarp. Rick Williams is going to lead it off. Pitcher. He's an 11 batting card. Pitcher batting card. And that's a 9 range. A range 19. That's going to definitely be a hit. And it's through shortstop. And what kind of hit? It is a basically single. Normally is what it is through gets by Taveras. Didn't get a good jump on that ball. Made a valiant effort, but to no avail. Poole is going to bunt. Everybody's an A bunter on this team. Oh, another potential error. What is going on here? No way, Jose. This one is going to be on the catcher. Did I put that card back? No, it's just another card with an error on it. Okay, so error rating on Stearns. Let's see what that is. Error rating is a 3, so it's got to be a what was it? If equal or less than it used the if equal or less, so it has to be higher than a 3. We need 4, 5, or 6, and it's an error. It's a 3, so it's a sacrifice hit. 2-4. Williams over to second. 1 away. Craig Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 1, flight out, and hit a sacrifice. 6. Tough 19. That's going to be a strike. Oh, no. Wait a second. Tough 19. Reynolds on 19 is going to be a double. Look at that. So he pulls one down the line into right field corner. Youngblood after it. Hustling around first is Reynolds. Scoring is Williams. And the game is tied. RBI double. 1 out RBI double by Craig Reynolds. Yes, sirree. The little guys come up big. That's what I love about baseball. Never know who's going to be the hero, you know. 19, we're going to double check that. 19 versus a righty is a double on Craig Reynolds' card, 19 and 20. Look at that. Doesn't strike out very much because that was on a tough column. Excuse me. Cesar Cedeno now with 1 out and Craig Reynolds on second. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the 5th. That's a tough 13. That's going to be a strikeout. Cedeno got fooled by the curve. Best way to hit a curveball, wait for the fastball. Jose Cruz. 4, Patient, 65. Patient, 65. That's line, base hit. And that's going to score Reynolds. If Reynolds is a 6 or more, and he is, he's a 7. Astros up. 2-out single by Jose Cruz. And Cruz a threat to steal. And that's a 5, and he goes. C3 is normal, I believe. Normal. And he's safe. Let me double check that real quick. C3 is normal. Yep. So Cruz steals second. Slides in under the tag. If we had a replay, we could double check that. And Encinos Cabell steps in the box. Doc Ellis on the mound. 2-1 Astros. Jose Cruz takes his lead off second. Where there's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a pitch to Cabell. 7 in play, 45. And that's going to be grounded to Montanez. Flips to Ellis covering. And that retires a side. But unfortunately for Ellis, the Astros pick up 2 runs. And they lead it 2-1. Leading off for the Mets here against Rick Williams in the top of the 6th is Frank Taveras, who's 1 for 2. That's a tough 57. A tough 57 is outrange, and that's going to be flied, skied high to right, shallow right field. In comes Jeffrey. Back goes Howe, and Jeffrey calls him off at the last minute. Almost a collision. That's I don't know what that is here. 6 in play. 24. Lee Mazzilli. Swung on and line. Base hit for Lee Mazzilli. There you go. Lee Mazzilli threat to steal. Not with a 7. 1 away. Mazzilli takes his lead off first. Richie Hebner. And that's a 9. Ballpark 25 is in play. And in play 68, that's going to be outrange. Grounded is short. And with an 8, that's a double play. And that's not a double play. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Throw to first, not in time. Richie Hebner beats it out. So fielder's choice, 6-4. And Hebner, doubtful that he runs. You'd need snake eyes for that to happen. All right. It's Willie Montanez now. Willie Montanez 0 for 2. That's a 4. Patient, 68. It's going to be outrange. Grounded is short. Reynolds goes to Howe for the force, ending the inning. It's going to be Leonard. There is action in the Mets bullpen, folks. Leonard, Howe, and Ashby. I'll tell you who's in the bullpen right now. In the bullpen is going to be lefty Glynn and Murray, the right-hander. Oh no, that's Hausman. Excuse me, Tom Hausman. All right, here's the pitch from Ellis to Leonard. That's a 7 in play, 89. So it grounded to short. Taveras fires the first, gets Howe by half a step. Range 23, that's going to be an automatic hit, and that's through Willie Montanez into right field. Kind of hit is that going to be? It's going to be a double for Art Howe, his second double of the game. So Howe is on at second. It's Alan Ashby, who's a switch hitter batting lefty. We want him to face a left-handed pitcher because he bats 194, so that's going to be it. Ed Glynn is coming in. And you see all the pitches you get with payoff pitch. You get a lot of cards, boy. A lot of cards for a very, very reasonable price. I highly recommend this game. Never have to struggle looking for cards or looking for players. It's unusual that I need to do that. They're somewhere in the deck, or there is a fringe set of players for players that have barely been used. So Ellis is out, so he gets a good hand from the Astros crowd. He is been with Texas and recently. So he gets a decent hand, and he pitched a decent game. He 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base for the Astros during the time that Ellis was on the mound. And now it's going to be Ed Glynn. Here's the pitch to Alan Ashby with 1 out, and Howe takes his lead off second base. That's a 5 in play, 70. Gonna be out range, no doubt about that. And that's gonna be a fly ball center field. Lee Mazzilli coming in, makes a nice catch. And now it's the pitcher, Rick Williams, an 11. That's defense, oh boy, 49, a defense 49. That could be an error. It's got to be a 1 error rating on the shortstop, and I do not think Taveras has a 1 error rating. He does not. He's a 3, so that's going to be a ball that Taveras handles, and that's line and caught for out number 3. On the way in, Taveras flips the ball to the pitcher. And Rick Williams now going to face John Stearns. Here's the pitch to Stearns. That's a ballpark 97, so that's in play. 30. In play 30, that's going to be an out range. It's going to be popped up to the catcher, Ashby. He's there, puts it away. 1 down. At the top of the 7th, 2-1 Astros. 9. Ballpark 45, that's in play. What is that? 69. And that's going to be a ground to the second, Art Howe. Flips to Cedeno, 2 down, and it's Doug Flynn. Doug Flynn's 1 for 2. He's single and lined out. And that's in play 71. That's another out. It's going to be fly to center. Poole running in, makes the catch, retires aside. 3 up, 3 down. Rick Williams had 2 complete games and 16 starts. He's on his way in this game. Terry Poole leading off against Ed Glynn. That's in play 76, that's going to be out range. Fly to center, Lee Mazzilli. Everyday center fielder for the Mets in 79. Later plays with the Yankees and now coaches with the Yankees. Patient 61. That's a ground that is short. Frank Taveras across the diamond. 2 down. And Cesar Cedeno, he's 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out. The pitch from Glynn is an 8, patient 54. A patient 54 is going to be a base on ball, so Cedeno is also a threat to steal. And he's going to be trying to see if he can get the lead he needs, a 6. And he goes, he's normal. And he's safe under the tag. Cedeno steals second. Now there's a chance for pickoffs and so forth and errors by the pitcher, but you got to roll 6 doubles, in other words, 66. So Cedeno with 2 outs is on at second. It's Jose Cruz. That's a 4. Patient 74 out range. Fly to center. Mazzilli squeezes it, retires aside. We go to the top of the 8th inning. The Mets are down to their last 6 outs in this game. Rick Williams is going to be facing the pitcher, so we're going to bring in a pinch hitter, and it's our favorite Met. See if you can guess who it is. Ed Kranepool. That's right. Ed Kranepool versus righties, batted .233. Been with the Mets since the early days in the 60s. Here's the pitch to Kranepool, who's a left-handed hitter. He's 35 right now. 8 in play, 28. And that's going to be an out. It's popped up behind the plate. Ashby by the screen makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Youngblood. Youngblood's 0 for 2. And he's patient. It's not going to help him. Skied. Center field. 2 down. And Frank Taveras, who's 1 for 3. In play 35. And that's popped up. Right side. Cedeno calling for it. Makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 2-1 ball game. And Glenn is out. And we're going to bring in Tom Hausman. Hausman actually pitches in this game. Now, Hausman travels the country and has a big camp for youth. A youth pitching camp. I mean, he'd know how to pitch. He pitched with 25 different teams. So he must have learned how to do it at some point with somebody somewhere. Enos Cabell. Oh, that's 66. That's Tom's wheelhouse. Oops. Lays one down, a big meatball. And that's a 0-8. What? Right-handed, and that actually falls into the unbelievable 1 to 8 range. That's hard to believe. And now Cabell has a chance against a righty to hit a 1 to 9 home run. So if we roll 1 to 9, 1 to 39 is going to be some sort of hit, but 1 to 9 is going to be a home run, and we roll a 24, and that's going to be line base hit. Base hit to left. Steve Henderson gets it in quickly. So it's a base knock with nobody out. Leonard's going to bunt. He's an A bunter, and that's a sacrifice hit to the catcher, 2-4. That moves Cabell to second. So in this stadium, you do not play for home runs, just play for bunts and steals. Everybody's going all the time. Green light, 7 in play, 69 it looks like. In play 69. That's going to be outrange. It's going to be a fly to center, Mazzilli. And back to second goes Cabell. And Alan Ashby. Here's the pitch from Hausman. It's in play 79. And that's going to be popped up to the right side. Taveras makes the catch. All right. Last licks. Mets versus Rick Williams. There's action in the Houston bullpen. You got Neiman and who was there? I really don't know this team, so I'm trying to. Let's look at who had the most saves so we know who their closer is. Let's see. Pitcher, 22 saves. Joe Sambito, lefty. All right. So Sambito is ready and to come in at the least sign of trouble. And that's patient 30. Patient 30. That's a base on balls to Mazzilli. And out comes the manager. Mazzilli's a threat to steal, and he'll probably be going 2-1 game here in the top of the 9th. Joe Sambito's coming in. Let's see if we wrote him in at some point. Joe Sambito. I'm playing this series today. I don't know if I'll stream every game, but I will play this series today and get to the next series. We'll see what happens, see how I feel. Throws left. I'm writing Sambito in. Got to write them in, and once they're in there, they're in there. I don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, so Sambito, the closer for the Astros, is going to face Richie Hebner. Sambito is 8-7 with a 1.77 ERA, 22 saves in 63 games. Richie Hebner. So we're going to see if, you know what? We're going to try to get Mazzilli, see if Mazzilli will steal. That's what we need. 6 or less, he goes, and we roll a 5. So there goes Mazzilli. He's a C, so it's a 3C, which is normal, or a C3, excuse me. Well, it wasn't a 6, it was a 5. I thought it was a 6. I always check. So here goes. He's a normal base stealer. And a normal is safe. All right. So Mazzilli in scoring position for the Mets now. And now we can bunt him over to third. We run the risk of him getting thrown out at third, so it's not. But he's having him at third with one out. But you know what? Richie Hebner batted 219 versus lefties. But he's an F bunter. There you go. Decisions. But we're not going to pinch hit for him because you don't pinch hit for him. He's the highest paid player in the Mets, and he's their cleanup batter. Anyway, here's the pitch from Sambito. It's going to be a 6. That's patient at 40. Patient 40. And that's going to be lined and base hit for Hebner to right field. And runner on second is going to advance one base. Wow. Okay, first and third now. They're going to hold up. They're going to hold up Mazzilli because it was hit so hard. And Hebner's on at first. Mazzilli's on at third. And it's Willie Montanez, lefty. That's 242 versus left-handed pitchers. Here's the pitch. Infield's in for the Astros. Got to have the infield in right now in the top of the ninth inning. Astros up by 2-1 by only one run. That's a 5. That's a tough 69. A tough 69 against the lefty is going to be outrange. Grounded is short. Wow. This is exciting. Okay, we got to use this thing. Grounded is short. Base is not loaded. We're going to roll. We're looking for 9 to 10. Ball sneaks past, drawn in infield. With nobody out, we're holding the runner. In other words, if it's not clear that he can score, he's not going. So this is going to be canceled out. 6 to 8 is going to be canceled out. So it's basically 2 to 8. The batter's out. Now, with one out, I try to score, and this is in effect with one out. That's one rule I play for everybody. Because with nobody out, why am I, rushing? I still have an opportunity to get to score on a sacrifice fly or a grounder in the future. So anyway, here goes. We're looking for really 9 to 12 because 11 to 12 we re-roll, but 9 to 10 would be perfect. And that's a 7. So runner out at first. And what did we say it was? It was a 49, I think. Was it a 49? Oh, man, I don't remember. Whatever it was. It's a ground ball. And runner advances 6-3. He holds. The other runner advances to second. Okay. So second and third, only one out. Infield is in. John Stearns. And we're going to walk Stearns. We're going to walk Stearns to have the bases loaded. We have a force at every base. Stearns versus lefties bats 249. I'm going to pitch to Henderson, but this is a problem too. So we may not want to walk Stearns here because we may want to walk Henderson. Henderson bats 395 versus lefties. Decisions. How do I get the Astros to win here? We walk Stearns. We're loading the bases to face a 395 hitter. If we pitch to Stearns and don't walk him and save that, try to get him out and then walk Henderson, we're much better off. Because Stearns is only a 249 hitter, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to undo what we did, and we're going to pitch to Stearns with the infield in. Here goes. It's an 11. Tough. Wow. A tough. This is Cox, so we're going to have to roll that again. It's an 82. A tough 82. Tough 82 is going to be a grounder to short again. So we got to roll on this little chart. All right. Now he tries to go home. So on a 6 to 8, our runner on third is going to be thrown out. But then our runner on second is going to make it to third. See what happens. Oh, a 7. Okay. So there goes Mazzilli. The throw from Reynolds, and Ashby tags out Mazzilli. Going to third is Hebner, and safe at first is our batter Stearns. So it's basically a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice, 6 to 2. Batter out at home, tagged out. 6. It always makes me write it twice. I never understood that. And he advances, and Stearns is safe at first. Okay, that's the situation right now. Now we have 2 outs, runners on first and third. Infield's playing back now. And it's Steve Henderson. Now what do you do? Oh, man. Do we put the go-ahead run at second base and walk Henderson? We're going to pitch to Henderson. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Oh my goodness, wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 48 versus lefty, and it's a base hit because Henderson bats .395 versus lefties. Look at that. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. The Mets are down 2-1. Runners on first and third. And the game is now tied. Runner on second scores. Stearns hustles to third. So it's going to be first and third. RBI single by Stevie Henderson. And Stearns hustles over to third. And now we have first and third with 2 out. And Doug Flynn. Doug Flynn bats .259 versus lefties. So the Mets have given Joe Sambito a tough time. The game is tied at 2 here in the top of the 9th. Here's a pitch from Sambito. And this is going to be a 7. 7 is tough. A 16. A tough 16 is a strikeout. Flynn downswing. Heat got him, the cheese sandwich. And that retires the side. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here. All right, hold on a second. We got to go back a second. This is going to take a second. I got to go back because there's some things I didn't do. All right. Score game. Oh, no. There. No. Hold on. All right, I got to screen before. I have to edit where we had 9th inning. Leading off was I gotta go 8th inning. 8th inning. Let's see. All right. Visitor, it's going to be Cranepool there. We never put in our pin. We played off the right cards. We just never wrote it in because we got excited about the game. So now I'm just backtracking and putting in the players. All the data is in there. All right, so Ed Cranepool batted in that 8th inning, and he made an out. Basically, Cranepool. Huh? What? No. Wait a second. Okay, we're going to go fix all that up later. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to play this game right now. No. This is a mess. Okay, I'm going to undo that. Exit. Go back. Let's see, 8th inning. Williams pitches to the... Oh, no, we're going to go back again. Score game. Undo. No, redo. Okay. That was Hausman came in there. Tom Hausman. And then we have to replace Hausman with Murray. It's going to be where is Murray? Hausman is out. You know what? We're going to bring in I don't find Murray. I don't know what I do with him. But we're going to bring in, he must be the last team I played. Let's see. These cards. There he is. Dale Murray. Okay. Dale Murray's coming in. So he's pitching for the Mets. And it's going to be a pinch hitter for the Astros. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, it's a 2-2 ball game. Steve Henderson came up clutch. And Sambito did pitch in this game. Neiman is going to come in. A guy named Neiman who actually pitched 4 innings in this game. Let's see if we can find him. We need a pinch hitter as well. We're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Dennis Walling. Walling's going to come in to pinch hit. And it's going to be Randy Neiman, the lefty, is going to come in to pitch. All right, so Dale Murray versus Denny Walling. And let's get Denny Walling is in there. Here's the pitch from Murray. Murray was 4-8 with a 4.82 ERA. Pitched in 58 games with 4 saves. That's a 6. Patient 53. Patient 53 is going to be a line drive base hit to right. And playing it on a hop is Youngblood. Gets it in quickly. Walling is potential steal. Everybody is here. That's a 5. It won't be. Not meant to be. And Terry Poole now is going to bunt. And Poole is an A bunter, and that's a sacrifice hit, 2-4. So getting over to second is Walling. A lot of bunting going on in 1979, that's for sure, especially in this stadium. I bunt once in a while, maybe once a game if the pitcher's up, but in this stadium, there will be no home runs. It's 1-8 wheelhouse versus righties and 1-11 wheelhouse versus lefties. So this is crazy. Astrodome. Craig Reynolds, the winning run is at second base. It's 2-2. That's a 9. Ballpark 93. That's in play. So on a 1-31, potential game is over. That's a 20. It's going to be a single. Let's see what the card says. All runners score, game over. Oh, nope, that's a double. Runner stops at third, advances 1 base. Oh! They stop. Walling at third, excuse me. And it's first and third now. Craig Reynolds on at first. Walling the winning run, 90 feet away. Mets infield is going to be in. We're going to have to look at this. Base is not loaded right there. Going to have to look at that. Cesar Cedeno. Here's the pitch to Cedeno. Right-handed batter, 9. Ballpark, 93. That's wheelhouse. 1-43. Game's over. We rolled a 27. Line, base hit. Walling comes in to score. Cedeno is the hero. Game-winning hit. Mets lose another one. Murray gets the loss. The win is going to go to Sambito, who didn't deserve it because he blew the save, but he gets the win. The line score is New York Mets 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base. The Astros 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 9 left on base. Cedeno's 1 out, bottom of the 9th single, wins the game. Scores Denny Walling, who pinch hit to lead off the inning and stroked a single to right. And that's the ball game, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I got to go back and just adjust a couple little things, and then thanks, and I'll see you guys later, perhaps. All right, final score: Astros 3,